As promised, we finally got to those 3D figures from Temu. And today, Gothic style nails await us. This format appears on my channel for the first time, so your opinion is very important to me. Be sure to share your thoughts. Did you like it? Honestly, the situation here is tricky. We have lots of breaks, and the nail extensions were done completely wrong. There's no sense trying to save anything here, so we're removing everything completely. For this job, we take a green bit since the gel is hard. It's faster to remove it with a coarse, sharp bit. We're removing as much material as possible so we'll have less filing later. But carefully, no need to go all the way to zero. We're watching closely not to hit the nail plate. As soon as we see light islands, we stop right away. After removal, we open up the cuticle. These are teenage hands. The cuticle is moist and very thin, so we need full focus here not to tear the fold or do any damage. Plus, the nail plate itself is soft and flexible, which adds another nuance. There should be absolutely no pressure on the growth point at all. And by the way, this rule doesn't just apply to teenage hands, but to everyone. Because pressing too hard in this area can easily injure the matrix. If it gets damaged, the nail will start growing in waves. So this step requires maximum care and a very delicate approach. Next, we smooth out all the unevenness with a file, raise the tiny scales, and remove pretty much all of the free edge length. Since we'll be doing nail extensions using dual forms, we leave 1 millimeter of free edge. That way, it'll be easier to fix the underside and the gel won't flow as much. Here's a little life hack for you, especially if you're just starting to get familiar with dual forms. But there's already a separate video on the channel where we break down the dual form techniques in detail and also talk about hidden mistakes that often happen during nail extensions. So I really recommend watching it. I'll leave the link in the description under this video. We move on to the e-file work. Since the cuticle is delicate and thin, we use only the red bit here so we don't overfile the skin. We set the speed to 10,000 RPM. That's more than enough to clean off the pterygium. On forward, we work from the left side, on reverse from the right. We hold the bit at a 45-degree angle to the nail plate and cuticle. If you follow these basic rules, everything will go just fine. Next, we move on to cuticle cutting. Here it's also important to be careful. There's no need to remove anything extra. We only take off this semi-transparent keratinized piece of skin. And that's it. Because first, it's easy to injure the client. And second, the more you cut, the more it grows back. We've done chemical prep of the plate, meaning we properly dehydrated it, applied dehydrator and then primer. We give the primer some time to work and evaporate, and only after that we apply the base. I use a flexible base, but it must be low acid. Because our nail plate is already damaged, the previous coating was just ripped off. And to avoid chemical or thermal burns in cases like this, we only go with low acid bases. We apply a medium layer and cure it in the lamp for 1 minute. And now comes the most exciting part, choosing the forms and doing the actual extension. We're going for the stiletto shape, and for that I've got forms from Gamma. We pick a form that fully covers the growth points, meaning the one that fits snugly. But for the extension itself, we take one size bigger, and if needed, we gently pinch it afterward. Next, we're working with gel. I'm using Builder gel from Fox, and since we're doing a Gothic style, I go with black stained glass gel. I start by brushing the form with a thin layer of gel. Then I pick up a bead and spread it evenly across the form. Make sure there's gel along the sidewalls too. That's super important because all those cracks at the growth points after extensions usually appear for one of 3 reasons. The first is pinching the form, meaning when you press it too hard. The second is a form that's too small. And the third is not enough material on the sidewalls. We level the material and stop the gel about 1 millimeter away from the cuticle zone. This is to prevent the gel from flowing out from under the form during pressing and to avoid creating a high ledge at the base of the nail. We align the form to the nail at a 45-degree angle and gently lower it until it levels with the growth points. As soon as you see that, fix the form using a UV flashlight. Once the gel has set and the form stays in place, we flip the finger over and if needed, add some more gel. When you're sure there's enough, we send it in for full curing for 1 minute. But take note, as the manufacturer says, the curing time may vary. It depends on the gel's pigmentation and layer thickness. After it's fully cured, don't rush to remove the forms right away. Give the gel time to cool and stabilize. Look at these beauties we're getting. I absolutely love stained glass gels and all the designs that come with them. They always look somehow special. We move on to filing the form. There's not much work here, we just refine the stiletto tip and buff the surface. I buff the surface because it helps me clearly see the shape of the nail. After filing, we remove all the dust and go straight to tinting the cuticle zone. So we clean this area carefully. No dust or fibers should get in the way. I'll be tinting with red. I don't know why, but Gothic designs for me are always something black combined with red. Or at least with another contrasting but definitely dark color. First, I use a flat brush to apply the red to the cuticle area and stretch it down to 1/3 of the nail as thin as possible. Then I take a thin detail brush and add more color to make the shade pop more. And we cure for 1 minute. After curing, I'll add a few more contrasting strokes in black and red, plus tint the tip in red again and cure once more. This design was already clearly drawn in my head before I even started. That's exactly how I saw it, a pure improvisation from my imagination. That's how ideas are born. After curing, we do the alignment using the same gel we used for the extensions. The length is not short, so the apex has to be high enough to support the free edge. Plus, since the gel is stained glass, it creates a sense of depth and tones down the rected, giving the manicure that subtle horror vibe. With my main brush, I apply the gel and quickly pull it down toward the free edge. Then with a thin brush, I guide it toward the side walls, so everything is covered properly and securely. After applying the gel, we must flip the finger to let it self-level, and since the gel is thick, we'll have to wait a bit. Now we're moving on to the creative part, decorating the nails. These are the same metallic figures from Temu. We're also adding metallic bouillons and to top it off, stickers with metallic elements. We remove the sticky layer and get to the stickers. They're quite 3D, but I'll show you how to seal them so they stay on for good. There's no tricky technique here, just pick what you like and go for it. The one thing you really need to watch is that the sticker sticks fully with its whole surface, so we press it down firmly to the nail. Next, we start fixing the metallic figures. You often ask me what I use to fix 3D decor, and here's the answer: rubber base. Trust me, nothing holds as well as rubber base. It's been tested many times. We apply a generous amount of base so the figure connects with it. Place your decor, make sure it's standing straight, and fix it with a UV flashlight. Then cure in the lamp for 1 minute. After curing, I add a bit more base and gently go around the figure with it. The more surface area the figure touches the base with, the better it will hold on the nail. It's that simple. So with a thin brush, we go over every little gap we can reach and cure in the lamp for 2 minutes. We're adding a few more foil stickers and moving on to placing the bouillons. I secure them using base only as well. We place a small drop of base, attach the bouillons and fix them with a flashlight so they don't slide around. Now back to the stickers. Before sealing them with top coat, I always apply Ultra Bond over them. It slightly etches the film and this way the top coat won't peel off and will hold the sticker firmly. We seal everything with top coat. On the nails with metallic figures, I use a thin brush to apply the top coat precisely over every area where there's base underneath. That's important because the base has a sticky layer and it will attract dust and everything else. So we'll have to work a bit more thoroughly here. Cure in the lamp for at least 2 minutes and then let's see the final result. Well, girls, it turned out even cooler than I imagined. Seriously, Gothic vibes, stained glass, metallic elements, a bit of drama, and a bit of experimenting. Give this video a like if you enjoyed it and subscribe if you haven't yet. And as always, I'm not saying goodbye for long. Bye bye, beauties.